Hey, I'm Evan J. Welcome to my Upwork profile. I'm an attorney licensed in California, and I specialize in filing trademark applications with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, also called the USPTO. I also specialize in contracts and agreements, so anything that involves two parties making a deal together, I can write, read, review, analyze, advise on those contracts for you. I'm an expert contract drafter. And in terms of US trademarks and trademark applications, that's really what this video is about. So we can talk about that right now. So a lot of the questions about trademarks have to do with how long it's going to take to get the R in the circle, which is the registered mark that everyone wants for the Federal Trademark Registry, and how much it's going to cost to file the trademark, okay? So I'm making this video to help you understand the basics so that if you want to go ahead and explore filing a trademark, you can book my longer consultation. That's a full hour spent on you and your trademark application and the issues specific to you and your trademark so that we can actually suss out how much it's going to cost with the USPTO and possibly how long it's going to take. There's a few different considerations that need to be made when you're filing a trademark in terms of figuring out the cost, okay? The first thing is how many trademarks, how many marks are you registering? Each application is only for one mark. So if you have a mark that's just words, or if you have a mark that's a stylized logo, those are two separate applications that need to be filed. And each one of those has the same amount of fees. So these fees can really stack up. So the number of marks is a very important consideration. And then the number of classes also. So the fees per application are also per class. So if you had, a shoe company, for instance, let's say like Nike, and you're making shoes, but you also have stores where you sell your shoes and you want to register your mark, the word Nike or the swoosh, those are two separate applications, and you want to protect not only the shoes themselves so that when anyone sees that word or they see that swoosh, they know who made those shoes. That's what a trademark is for, is it identifies the source of a product or service. And the other issue is if you want a store where you sell those things and you want to protect that name, the Nike store or whatever, you also have to file a separate application for that. So it's the number of marks, it's the number of classes, because a store is a separate class of goods and services than actually manufacturing goods or services. Does that make sense? And then which application filing option you select. It means there's two different forms you can use in the electronic filing system at USPTO. They have different fees attached. So it's really important to understand how you're going to apply, what you're going to apply for, what you're claiming your use for, and all those things relate to fees that will be charged for each use, each application, each class, each mark that you're filing. And so that is part of the consideration. And we can go into all those in detail regarding your own personal trademark, your business trademark in my consultation, okay? Now, once you file, you have to answer a question. Are you already using this mark in commerce, or are you just intending to use it soon? Okay, if you're already using it, you pay a lower fee, you submit proof of how you're using the mark with your application, and you can keep your costs down that way. But if you want to protect a mark that you're not yet using, then you can file what's called an intent to use trademark, and that actually gives you some time to start using it and to get the proof that you're using it and then to submit that proof. But when you submit that proof, you have to file an additional form, which is an additional filing fee, and it requires additional payments to the USPTO. And of course, it's going to take more time from your attorney, so it's going to require an additional attorney's fee as well. And then if you reach that deadline and you haven't started using your trademark yet, you can file an extension, and you can get up to 5 extensions for 6 months. So when people say, how long is it going to take? I say, well, it depends if you're using it or not. If you're already using it, it could take 3-4 months, maybe up to a year. If it you're not using it, it could take several years if you keep filing extensions, and it could be very expensive. By the end of that process, you could have paid thousands of dollars just in USPTO fees filing extensions every time, because ultimately you have to turn your intent to use application into an application that would have been if you were already using it, by just saying, yes, I'm already using it, here's how I'm using it. So all these things factor in to the costs and the timelines. There's separate timelines for each that, again, could take 3 to 4 months if everything is set on the front end, but most likely to get that R in the circle, it may take up to 9 months to 12 months if it's a simple application, and it can take several years if it's a more complicated application. So I offer a 1-hour consultation, also listed as a project on my profile. They're effectively the same, and they're for half my hourly rate for a full hour. And we sit down and we really dive deep into your trademark and your needs and your intentions and the way you're using it and where you're located and where the trademark is being used and all of these things. And I can help you plan. It's not easy to file a trademark, and it's not an easy answer when people put up trademark requests for proposals and say, can you please respond and tell me how long this is going to take and how much it's going to cost. The answer is book my consultation after you watch this video, and we'll go through it and you'll be very clear at the end. And then you'll know whether you want to file it yourself if you can, whether you want to hire me or even another attorney, but you'll have the information that you need to be able to confidently move forward in your trademark application, and that's what I'm here to do to help. So I hope this video is helpful for you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. 10-15 minutes on the phone and no charge for that, okay? Thank you for coming to my profile. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to helping you with your trademarks or your contracts.